Women educators are natural givers, pouring into their students, their families, and communities. But what about pouring into you? This is the Educator Sanctuary, where we help you ditch the guilt and unapologetically put yourself at the top of your list. I'm Dr. Leah, educator, mindset coach, and your guide to creating a life where you align with your purpose and reclaim your power. So if you're ready to set boundaries and step fully into the woman you're meant to be, you're definitely in the right place. Let's get into it. Hey, and welcome back to the Educator Sanctuary, where we have big conversations, mindset shifts, personal growth, and all the things that help you live more intentionally. Today's episode is a bonus, and I am calling it Reprogram Yourself and Rebrand Your Life. Books and tools that transform your life. Why? Because this wasn't one of the ones that I had in mind, but this week something happened that made me pause and take notice of just how much I've actually healed and grown within the past couple of years. I wanted to take a few minutes to share some really good tools, books, journals, or devotionals, and insights that have helped shape the version of me that I am today. And I am so proud. But you can use these too to grow, shift your mindset, and reprogram the way you show up in your life. Sometimes we do not realize how far we have come until something unexpected happens, and then we don't respond the way we used to, but we show up in a completely different way that almost shocks us. That is what hit me this week. And it made me just sit back and, one, be in awe of, wow, who I am, right? And then, two, I thought about the books that have really helped me reflect and grow, and that I believe will help you transform your life too. This is the show where you're going to need to either listen to this more than once or grab your notebooks. Number one, Believe Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels. When I tell you all I love this book, it is not just a feel-good book that's going to motivate you, but it really is about you taking a look at your life, seeing your purpose, and realizing the challenges that come with that path of being on your journey, but they don't define you. So when I read it, I thought about how differently I would have definitely been in my past. I thought about the challenges that have been in my way in the past couple of years, some still coming up now. And there have been parts of me that have been sad or almost regretful, but then I have to be mindful that nothing is a mistake, and I can turn my L's into blessings. I can respond from a place of belief and strength instead of fear or regret or sadness. Really good book. Number two, The 4 Agreements. Something that I have totally needed in my mind this week. I know a lot of people might have heard of this one or at least read this one. And for me, the part of the books that really sticks out is not taking things personally. That simple rule has changed how I move through the world, especially this week, of noticing that I can't control anyone else. And it's never Hey, Educator Sanctuary listeners. Are you a homeschooling mom or thinking about it, but feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or maybe unsure how to confidently guide your child's learning journey? Maybe you're craving time for self-care, rest, or just a break, but you feel like you're doing it all on your own without anyone to turn to for help. Let me introduce you to Purpose Prep Academy, an online and in-person STEAM microschool for learners in grades K-8. Purpose Prep Academy isn't just any school. It's a space where young minds are nurtured, empowered, and taught to lead with confidence, curiosity, and purpose. Purpose Prep Academy focuses on providing students with the academic tools they need while fostering personal growth to help them thrive both inside and outside the classroom. At Purpose Prep Academy, they offer personalized learning, foster critical thinking, and provide real-world applications to help students become 21st century leaders and change makers. If you're looking for a program that can help you reclaim your time, give you peace of mind, or simply give your child a space to thrive, Purpose Prep Academy could be exactly what you've been looking for. Want to learn more? Visit purposeprepacademy.org to schedule a virtual meeting or an experience day and find out if Purpose Prep Academy is the right fit for your family. My fault or my problem that someone else chooses to harbor anger, resentment, negative emotions and feelings, so much so that they can fabricate stories of things that never happened to try to make you look bad. And I had to come to terms with, not my circus, not my monkeys. I will not take those things personally. That is something within that person, and it has nothing to do with me. I also have learned to watch my words because, cliche, but words have power, even the ones we don't think about. And we can speak words that build our lives or words that give power to the things that we don't want. The 4 agreements reminds me to really pause and think about what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what or who I'm entertaining. And it has really been a game changer in both my personal life and in my business. And every time I go back to it, which I have gone back quite a few times, it hits differently. It's really one of those books that I can keep as a tool to reflect and respond and not react to situations. Number 3, Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. Another great book that has truly shaped me. Saying yes to the things that scared me. And by golly George, it has been a lot in the past year. I have had so many firsts. I have done so many things on my own that have truly scared me. But I decided if I wanted to get to the other side of fear that I had to go through. And so Year of Yes helps me take more opportunities, including on where I live right now, in how I run my business, in how I show up in my life, how I get to build community and connect with new people. It is very uncomfortable. I am completely outside of my element most days, but the results have been huge. And so I am continuing that momentum of saying yes, even when I don't 100% feel ready about anything. I am saying yes because saying yes first opens doors that would have stayed closed otherwise. Almost like closed mouths don't get fed. Only the squeaky door gets the oil or something, just like that. Number 4, The Abundance Project. Another great book. All of these are great. The Abundance Project by Derek Rydell is the one book that shows me how to respond to hurt, meaning other people who are hurting. I don't know if I'm saying this completely verbatim, but usually when someone hurts you, your instinct is to hurt them back or go inward or become shallow. But he talks about the higher response, the one that transforms you, is to go bigger. So, for example, if you're in a relationship and maybe your partner is upset with you, the first thing that you would probably do is get upset and be snappy back. But when we respond with the abundance mindset, you don't respond with the same that they gave you. You go high and as high as possible. So if someone snaps back at you, you respond with love and care and concern instead of reacting the way that we've pretty much been conditioned to. It's deeper. And you can actually combine this with the 4 agreements and know that it's not personal. This actually helps you focus on your goals, knowing that if you're being aligned with your purpose and you're asking for bigger and better, you're asking to enlarge your territory, you're asking for more impact, how you respond matters. And that has been a mindset shift that I have leaned on heavily in my life and in my business as I approach some of these challenges with people or circumstances. Number 5, The Greatest Secrets by Rhonda Byrne. Byrne? I don't know how to say her name. So sorry, girl. This one came at a point in time in my life, and I will never, ever forget. I believe it was day 3 or day 4. It was one of the earlier days. I should go get the book so I can be very precise, but I do remember it was 3 or 4. And the lesson that I needed on that day came a few hours after I should have read it, before I had to respond to a scenario I will literally never forget. But some of the practices in that one is about noticing, is about being present, is about allowing yourself to feel, is about knowing that peace isn't about perfect circumstances, is about gratitude for everything, even when you don't understand it. There's so many good things that I could say about it. The one thing that I will say is that you shouldn't leave this earth without reading it a few times, actually. Great book. And collectively, even though I've read more than these books, I would say collectively, this set of books have had the most profound impact on who I am and how I respond. So here is what I would like you to think about in this week's homework, is that if you want to also become a higher and better version of yourself that responds differently, it doesn't happen by just hitting reset. And when I say reset, I'm meaning a lot of people, when they are not feeling well or when life is not going the way that they want it to go, we have become conditioned to become a self-care society. And I'm not saying that self-care is not great, but we have become self-care junkies, doing weekend resets, just relaxing to take our mind off things. But in a greater spectrum of looking at everything, those things are like restarting your computer, meaning sometimes our computers don't work, and the quickest and easiest way to get them to start working again is to reset the computer, like restart it, turn it off, turn it back on. Whether it's your computer, your phone, your iPad, the easiest way to fix quirks and kinks is to restart it. That is what I think when people have a lot on their mind and the only thing they want to do is just rest or pray or relax or watch TV, take a trip, just do anything to escape the reality. But if you think about your laptop, iPad, computer, restarting only runs the same old program again. If your life feels stuck and your results are not where you want them to be, you can't just go do a self-care day and make it better. You have to be able to reprogram your internal software. And how do you do that? You download new information. You take on new practices. You adopt new ways of thinking. That is how you actually upgrade for pretty much everything. If we want something new, we want a different computer, you either buy a new computer that has an upgraded operating system or you download the software that gives it an upgrade. Almost every app has continued updates to get rid of bugs. They call it bug fixes. Why do they have continued updates? It's because the updates is what makes it better. The old program gets rewritten and it runs better. It runs smooth. It has less problems. So for you, you actually have to upgrade by learning, reflecting, and integrating new tools and resources that help you step into the next version of yourself. If you're not reading, if you're not listening to a podcast, if you're not talking to a therapist, if you're not doing anything that's going to help you reprogram, not reset, but reprogram your mind, then are you really changing and are you really growing? And should you be expecting a different life with old programming? So your homework this week is to pick a book or a lesson or a practice or a podcast or a YouTube video, but basically something that pushes your programming forward. Something that rewires or rewrites that old script and give space for a new you to emerge. In addition to the books that I've named in this episode, if you want some extra tools, I will also have linked a few resources in the show notes. One is Minding My Own Heart Space, which is a 30-day spiritual journaling experience to help you heal your heart, mind, and soul so that you can fulfill your purpose. Another one is Grace and Strength, a 30-day devotional for Black moms with mindful journal prompts. A third one is Marshawn Daniels, the 100 Days of Believing Bigger journal that takes you through 100 days of prompts that help you to apply the principles of her book in your life. Again, all of these will be linked in the show notes so you can easily check them out and use them in your own journey. And as always, thank you so much for listening. I am so very grateful. Every week we get closer to 1,000 listeners, and I really just love that. And I honestly just cannot ever begin to think about leaving this show without asking you for your continued support of sharing this podcast with at least 10 people. And I say 10 because I'm thinking about the ripple effects. If 10 people shared it with 10 people, and those 10 people shared it with 10 people, and those 10 people shared it with 10 people, that we would get to that 1,000 mark really, really quickly and together. And we would know that each of us has had a part in shaping someone else's life. So please do not keep this podcast a secret. Do not forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself, because if you are here alongside me, I know that you are striving for greatness and you deserve everything you're wishing for. I absolutely appreciate you way more than you know, and I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. Talk soon. Thank you for joining me in the Educator Sanctuary, where we create a space for women educators to reclaim their power and prioritize themselves unapologetically. If you've loved what you've heard, please do not forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with other amazing women who need to hear this message. Until next time, remember, you are capable, you are powerful, and you are absolutely worthy. You've got this. Talk soon.